Today we're going to be factorising and solving quadratics. Quadratic equations are normally equations that have the little square on the x's, okay? But we call this kind of quadratic equation a three-term quadratic. 1, 2, 3. Three-term quadratic. Sometimes we refer to them as a 3TQ, which is the same as saying three-term quadratic. How do we factorise and solve a three-term quadratic? Well, if it's a three-term quadratic, we factorise by drawing two brackets. We put x at the start of each bracket. And then we use what we call team. Team is a way of us remembering how to solve quadratic. Team stands for times end add middle. What does times end add middle mean? Basically, what it means is we need two numbers that would times together to give the end number. I'm going to stick a little times on top. And the same two numbers, when we add them together, we get the middle number. So I'm going to put plus in front of the middle. My advice would always be to start from the end number. Look for two numbers that are times together to give 24. Straight away I'm going to say 6 and 4. But if you add 6 and 4 together, do they give you 11? No, they give you 10. So let's look for another two numbers that are times together to give 24. 2 and 12. Add 2 and 12 together, do they give 11? No. Okay, are there other factors of 24? Yes, there is 8 and 3. 8 times 3 gives 24. Add 8 and 3 together, does it give 11? Yes, it does. So those are the numbers we're looking for. So we're going to put add 8 and add 3. It doesn't matter which one goes where. The 3 could have come to the front and 8 goes to the back. Don't forget the equal 0. So now we factorise, but what about the solving bit? All we need to do is to go x plus 8 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So we're sort of breaking them down. If x plus 8 is 0, x would be minus 8. And if x plus 3 is 0, minus 3 from both sides, x would be minus 3. Basically, whatever's in the bracket, the opposite of it would be your answer. So we've got a positive 8 in the bracket, so our answer will be a negative 8. We've got a positive 3 in the bracket, so our final answer will be a negative 3. I hope that makes sense. We're going to move on to the next example. Again, we're factorising and solving, so we're going to have two brackets. Don't forget your x's at the start. Now we're going to use team. Remember what team stands for. Times end, add middle. Remember I said start with the end number. The end number is a minus 6. Not just a 6, it's a minus 6. The middle number in this case, you might be wondering and saying, oh, well, there's no middle number. Well, yes, there is. There's a number in front of x that no one bothers to put. There's a 1. So let's go back to the end number, minus 6. I need two numbers that will times together to give minus 6. I'm going to have to go for negative 3 and positive 2. If I times them together, yes, I get a negative 6. Now let's try and add the same numbers together. To add them, if you struggle with adding negative numbers, just use your number line. On the number line, minus 3 add 2 will give us a negative 1. But that's not what we're looking for. Go back to the equation. We're looking for a positive 1. So in this case, what about if we swap the signs and we have a negative 2 times a positive 3? Yes, we still get a negative 6. Now, what about if you add the same numbers together? What's negative 2 add 3? We get a positive 1. Is there a positive 1 in the middle? Yes. So the numbers we're looking for is minus 2 and positive 3. Don't forget the equal 0. That's us factorising. To solve it, it'll become x equal, what's the opposite of minus 2? Positive 2. Or x equal negative 3, because the opposite of plus 3 is a negative. Okay, hope that makes sense. Moving on to the next example. 2 brackets, xx, 2 numbers at times to give 21, 7 and 3. Add 7 and 3 together, yes, it gives a 10. So I'm going to go plus 7 plus 3 equals 0. To solve it, it'll be x equal minus 7 or x equal minus 3. Last example, 2 brackets, x in each one of them. Start with the end number, which is 35. What 2 numbers will times together to give 35? I'm going to go with 7 and 5. But when we add 7 and 5, we need the 2 numbers to give us a negative 12. If you add 7 to 5, you get a positive 12. So that's no good. We need the answer to be a negative 12 when we add them. What about minus 7 times a minus 5? If you times both of them, you get a positive 35, because negative times a negative gives a positive answer. And if you add both of them, add a negative 5, that gives us a negative, that will give us a negative 12. So the numbers we're looking for are negative 7 and negative 5 equals 0. X would equal positive 7 or x equal positive 5. Okay?